Welcome to Strange New Adventures for this very special Session 0 for our upcoming Enterprise Era one-shot, When the Talon Breaks. I'm your Game Master, Julian Brown, and I'm joined today by my just amazing cast that we've put together for this one-shot. I am going to say hi to our newest player for Star Trek Adventures and one of our amazing mod team members, one half of our mod team over on the Strange New Pod Discord. It's Cassie. Welcome.
Hello, I'm very happy to be here.
Oh, we're happy to have you. Welcome. Next up, we have SNP's own resident hologram and one of our amazing hosts of the pod. It is Hawk. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. Hope everybody's good this morning.
We're doing. And last, but certainly not least, for Season 1 and now Season 2 of Star Trek Adventures, one of our amazing crew and cast members, it is Michael. Welcome back.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Just can't get enough of Star Trek Adventures, so here I am.
Michael, you are quickly becoming like my go-to player, man. I got something going, and it's like, I'm in. Let's go. I love it. I'm so here for it. Michael's actually, this is not the only TTRPG he'll be doing with me today. He's going to be playing Strahd with me later. So,
nice.
Yeah. Awesome. Want to just do some brief introductions before we get started. Kind of just who you are, as much as you're welcome sharing about, and your TTRPG experience. And we'll start in the same order we did intros. Cassie, tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right. I am a social worker from Florida. I played a little bit of Dungeons and Dragons, but not very much. So this will be my first foray into anything outside of that. And I'm very excited to get started.
Awesome. Very excited. Hawk, how about you? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
As you mentioned in that, a longtime contributor and founding member of Strange New Pod. Right now for work, I'm in a bit of a semi-retired state, which is actually nice. But yeah, my tabletop experience, pretty negligible. Let's just say it like that. It is. This is when you offered me this opportunity to jump in, I thought, why not? If I'm gonna,
it's time, Hawk. It's time.
Why not enter it through the lens of Star Trek?
Awesome. And Michael, what about you, my friend?
Yeah, so I currently reside in St. Louis, Missouri. For work, I'm a compliance manager that I get to do remotely, which is great. In terms of my TTRPG experience, I'd say over the past year it has exploded to a novice to now a seasoned player, thanks to Julian. Just between all of the Star Trek Adventures, as well as a lot of Daggerheart, which has been a blast. So now I kind of feel like I went from someone who was just dipping their toe into pretty much a full-fledged player now.
Awesome. Very excited to do this one shot with you. For anybody that doesn't know, my 40th birthday is in a couple of weeks, and I said, you know what? I want to play a one shot on my birthday. So that's what we're gonna do. And one of my goals for 2026 was to write a whole lot more. So this project, When the Talon Breaks, was actually my first writing project of the year. I want to give a big shout out and a lot of love to our other co-host from Strange New Pod, Emcee, who I bounced so much of this off of, read a couple of my drafts, kind of gave the final, like, this is going to be good. I wish you could play, but I will write you a one shot that I don't run by you first, so that you could play in very soon. Before we go into our setting and what our one shot is going to focus, I want to quickly, because we do have a couple of Strange New Adventures or Star Trek Adventures newbies, go over the basic mechanics of the game. And for anybody who doesn't listen to Star Trek Adventures or Strange New Adventures for our previous season doing the starter campaign, or for our new season, The Cries of Mars. So how the game works, Star Trek Adventures is a game from Modiphius Entertainment, and it uses the 2D20 system. What that means is you always roll at least 2 d20s, and instead of rolling high numbers, you actually want to roll a target number or below it. Rolling ones is really good, and unlike pretty much any other TTRPG that you play, rolling 20s is the worst thing that you could possibly do. So generally, when we play, what I will do is our characters will have a set of skills and departments that they are going to choose numbers for during our session 0 today. And I will say, give me your kind of skill for this and your department, and they'll have that target number. And I will then give them a difficulty. Difficulties range anywhere from 1 through 5. And that means that if it's a difficulty of 2, they'll roll 2 dice. And if it's a difficulty of 3, they'll have to roll 3 dice. They'll have to find a way to get a third dice or just hope that they roll a 1. Same goes for 4, same goes for 5. A difficulty 0 is a great way to just say, hey, this is an easy thing that you always do. Roll 2 die. It'll almost always be a success, and that'll help generate something called momentum. Momentum is one of the currencies that is in Star Trek Adventures. It is something that is gained by the players for rolling over their amount that they need for a difficulty. So let's say Cassie was rolling a difficulty 2 and rolled 3 successes, they would generate 1 momentum. And you can spend that on a bunch of different things. You could spend it to gain more information from the GM. You could use it during combat. You can use it to buy an extra D20. So our friends here, they can say, okay, it's a difficulty of 3. I want to make sure I have at least 3 dice. I want to spend one of our momentum to buy a third dice, letting them roll a third dice. If they would want to buy another dice on top of that, it would be 2 momentum, and another dice on top of that, 3 momentum. So just like our players have the momentum currency, I, as the game master, have a currency that is called threat, which I determined with these little red alert tokens. A lot of that is the same. I use that to challenge our players. I can add, introduce enemies. I can escalate dangers. I can create complications if they roll 20s, because sometimes that complication range will go lower than a 20. It will range from maybe 18 to 20. And on occasion, if our players fail on their rolls, I could say, hi players, you failed on that roll, but if you would like, you could succeed at cost. That could be cost of a complication or a cost of threat that would go towards my pool. The one thing that's different from player to game master, game master to player, is you guys don't start with any momentum. I do start the game with there'll be 3 of you, so I will start the game with 3 threat. A lot, I know. A GM always gets a little bit of advantage. I will say, for our people who play Daggerheart, and know like hope and fear, threat and momentum work a little bit like that system. Not exactly the same, but because players start with hope in Daggerheart. Your car. But yeah, you guys will start with no momentum, and I will start with 3 threat. I know that was a lot of information, and I'm explaining that to newbies as well as our audience. Any questions before I keep going?
I feel like I'm just going to have to learn on my feet. We're just going to be...
Learning on your feet is the best way to do it. Yeah. Yeah, I like learning on your feet. I think it's the best way to play, honestly. Just to give you guys a better idea, I mentioned some of these that you can spend your momentum on when you do gain it. Like I said, you can buy extra D20s. You can create an advantage within the game, obtain information, and increase the effect of something that you rolled for. So, just again to specify, rolling a 1 is a crit in Star Trek Adventures. That counts as 2 successes. So, yeah. Any questions about the rules?
Basically, I'm going to be picking it up on the fly. So.
You're going to be picking it up on the fly. You are definitely going to be picking it up on the fly. It's honestly not super difficult once you kind of see how things work on the character sheet and like the target numbers that I'm going to be asking you to roll for. I think it'll get a lot easier. So,
and I could try to help both of you too, just from my experience going through this. If like there's some questions that I can answer, or I'm sure Julian can fill in as well.
Yep. I will always be there in game as well to answer any and all questions as we go through it. Cool. Well, if we just went through the basic rules, I'm going to set the stage for when the Talon breaks. To set the stage for our one-shot, I want to shift your mindset to the high-stakes tension of a film like Crimson Tide, which this game we'll be playing is very much a love letter to. I want you to be transported to the claustrophobia of a starship during the Enterprise era. You won't be out there to explore strange new worlds. Instead, you'll be the only thing standing between a fragile peace and total atomic annihilation. If you remember correctly, during the Enterprise era, nukes were still being used. Historically, United Earth is sitting in the immediate shadow of the Earth-Romulan War. You all know the cost of that conflict, fought from 2156 to 2160, and how the coalition of Earth, Vulcan, Andoria, and Tellar finally stopped the Romulan expansion at the Battle of Charon. That victory established Romulan's complete surrender as well as the neutral zone, and the peace that the coalition has enjoyed for a brief moment. But as you know, peace never lasts long. The Romulan Star Empire has destabilized into a full-blown civil war. A rogue element named Admiral Nikal has the entire coalition on the edge because he is unpredictable and dangerously capable. Starfleet intelligence has confirmed Nikal is amassing a fleet loyal to his cause with a horrific objective. He intends to cross the line and nuke all 8 of Starfleet's or United Earth's newly completed neutral zone outposts. Your orders from Admiral Gardner are to head to the border aboard the USS Birmingham under Captain Raylan Ford and remind Nikal exactly who he is dealing with. However, the situation is incredibly volatile. Prime Minister Patel is actively in subspace communications with the Romulan Praetor, trying to salvage the situation diplomatically. The coalition is on a quadrant-wide red alert. The tone we're aiming for and during this one-shot is the razor's edge of command, where one wrong move restarts the war, but hesitation could mean the death of thousands at the outpost and then Earth. And that is where we will begin when the Talon breaks in a couple of weeks. Questions about our setting?
No, I'm hyped as hell, to be honest.
Yeah, that's the hope. That's the hope.
The edge of nuclear destruction. Why not?
Why not, right? We're already in the end times anyway. Yeah. Any questions or comments as we kind of head into this thing, so you guys have a kind of better understanding of the world you'll be entering before we begin the one shot in a couple of weeks?
How long has the peace lasted? Are we talking like a couple weeks, couple months?
I believe it's honestly like a few weeks, maybe a couple of months. Okay. And it's not long. Like this admiral basically was like, fuck your peace. I want nothing to do with it. We have already killed millions. We have, even though he basically thinks, even though the Romulans suffered this massive defeat at the Battle of Charon, that Romulus can still win this, even though the war is over. He's got people loyal to his cause that are going to basically break from the Praetor being like, what are you doing? So he's actively in rebellion against him.
And what was the captain's name of the Birmingham?
The captain of the Birmingham is Captain Raylan Ford.
And the Birmingham is the ship we're on?
It is. Yeah, it is an NX class starship. Just like Enterprise. Because they were churning these things out during the war pretty well, it's probably a bit more advanced than Enterprise. And I think one thing I did not put in our Session 0 outline, if we have time today, I think we'll actually go ahead and create the Birmingham together.
Okay.
Well, and if we don't do it here, we'll do it in our chat together. But I think we should probably be able to do that too. Yeah. Any other questions, comments other than those? Because if not, we'll get into character creation. Cool. All right. Just gonna go in the same order. Cassie, we are gonna start with you. You have a character in mind already. Tell us a little bit about her.
Yes. So I went ham. I was very excited for this. So I'm fine to throw out things or add things, but kind of my basic idea is an Andorian because they're the best.
Yeah.
Whose name is Tras'ick, like Jurassic, but Tras'ick. And she is going to be the new XO, freshly on the ship. And that's kind of my starting point. Yeah.
Cool. So we're going to go and completely build her from step one here. So you've already chosen your species. So make sure you I assume you have a pencil. All of your characters begin with a rating of 7 in each attribute on your character sheet. So if you want to fill in 7s and then erase as we go. Just a note, when we get to the end, a finished character may not have more than 12 in any attribute and may only have 1 attribute at a 12.
Okay.
And then in your departments, every character will start with a 1 in their department, in every department. Okay?
Okay. Sorry, that 7 applies to which?
7 for all your attributes to start. Okay. And a rating of 1 in each department. I think what we'll do in the interest of time is we'll kind of go through this process. I'll go Cassie, then Hawk, then Michael as we go through each step. So, Hawk, go ahead and tell us a little bit about your character.
Not much to tell. I've decided to go with a Vulcan character. His name is Darvoq, Darvoq.
Nice.
Right now, I see the character as kind of on the older side of the Vulcan spectrum. Other than that, I'm just open, to what his assignment is, what his attributes and roles are, and that. So we'll go through that together.
Nice. And Michael.
Yeah. So I'm going to be boring and be a human.
Not boring.
So my character's name is Vincent Greco, who is a war veteran from the Battle of Sharon. He's going to be the security officer aboard the Birmingham. And basically his spiel is that he's a Romulan War veteran and had to watch escape pods burn because he was ordered to fire upon them and didn't realize, like, right before the Romulan warbird was destroyed, he hesitated maybe 2 to 3 seconds, and someone else fired upon it, blew up the ship, and then blew up the escape pods.
Oof.
And his captain was like, why didn't you hesitated, that could have cost lives. And his thoughts were, well, he realized there's escape pod, like, I don't want to fire upon potential, they're trying to escape, like, that's not his style. So now he's just kind of torn about, like, does this make him wise? Does this make him weaker as an officer? And he's kind of rattled if he sees another warbird kind of having PTSD from that experience and seeing those escape pods basically just on fire and burning with people in them.
Oh,
brutal. Really cool background though. Brutal but cool. Cassie and Michael, I love talking these things out at a table all together because I know, Cassie, you mentioned security kind of being an option for you as well. Michael, is it more tactical than security for you?
Yeah, because I was trying to think, like, doing some of the research. I know, like, Malcolm was the security officer,
Right.
but he was tactical, and I don't know during the time frame that we're in if there really was a bona fide tactical officer on those ships.
I think it could be fun in this situation if Cassie, along with the XO, like wants to like lean like towards security as well, and you kind of keep that like tactical role, because it seems like that is kind of more the direction of that character as well. Do we want to do that? Are you both cool with that?
Yeah, I'm fine with that for sure.
Awesome. So we're going to go back to Cassie, and we are going to choose our species, which we did, which is Andorian. So when you choose Andorian, Cassie, you are going to add a +1 to your following attributes, okay? You're going to add a +1 to control, daring, and presence.
All right.
You'll also gain the species trait Andorian, and you can fill this in later if you want and find it in the book, in the core rulebook, which I provided you guys. But I'll read it for everybody listening and for you so you know it. Trait Andorian. This trait may reduce the difficulty of tasks to resist extreme cold or tasks impacted by extremely low temperatures. Their antennae aid in balance and spatial awareness. A lost antenna can be debilitating and until it regrows. Andorians also have a high metabolism, meaning, among other things, that they tire more quickly than humans. This also makes them more vulnerable to infection from certain types of injury. And then you will also add the species ability. Where are you, species ability? Your species ability is intense. When you succeed at a task, when you succeed at a task where you purchased one or more D20s by adding to threat, so by giving the GM threat, you generate 1 bonus momentum for each D20 purchased. Bonus momentum may not be saved, so that bonus momentum that you would gain from that would have to be spent immediately.
Okay.
That is really cool. All right. Now we will go to Hawk, who chose Vulcan.
Mm-hmm.
Hawk, you are going to add a +1 to your control, your fitness, and reason.
Got it.
Okay?
Yep.
And your trait, again, you could write this down later or look it up in the book. Your trait is Vulcan. Vulcans have a naturally high tolerance for extremes of heat, are resistant to dehydration, and can shield their eyes from blinding light with a set of secondary eyelids. Their auditory and olfactory senses are extremely keen, and the gravity of their homeworld means an average Vulcan is about 3 times as strong as a human of similar size and weight. Vulcans are innately telepathic, and through extensive training since childhood, Vulcans' minds can suppress their emotional responses and even exert influence upon biological processes, though this takes regular meditation to maintain. And then your species ability, your ability there is mental discipline. While Vulcans have some psychic capabilities, they require training to use it effectively. You could also see the mind meld talent in the book on page 154. Further, your maximum stress is based on your control rather than your fitness, and you may suffer 2 stress to avoid suffering any trait that represents an emotional state. However, if you become fatigued, you increase the potency of any such emotion-related trait by 1.
All right.
Cool?
Yeah.
All right. And then we will go to Michael, who is a human. You get to do the little bit of a unique thing here, Michael, and add 1 each to any 3 attributes of your choosing.
Ooh, I'm gonna do control, insight, and presence.
Awesome. Your species trait of human. Humans are adaptable and resilient, and their resolve and ambition often allows them to resist great hardship and triumph, despite great adversity. However, humans can also be reckless, stubborn, irrational, and unpredictable. All facts. It is true. It is true. And then Cassie is going to absolutely adore your species ability, which is Faith of the Heart.
Yes. Yes. All right. Tell me more. Tell me more.
When you use one of your values to spend or gain determination, you may also add 1 momentum to the group pool. Cool?
Yeah.
Ooh.
All right. We are going to move over. Any questions on step 1? Or are we good to move to step 2?
Oh, good.
All good
Awesome.
here.
Sweet. Step 2. And this is, by the way, I'll just say for the listeners and the watchers, as well as you guys, this is where if you say, I'm having a hard time coming up with this, you can roll a d20 to do it random, and I have a table in front of me. But we are going to choose your environment right now. You have a lot of options as we move back to you, Cassie, to choose from. You could choose another species world. You could choose to be from a busy colony. You could be choose to be from a frontier colony, a homeworld, an isolated colony, or a starship or star base. And if none of that sounds appealing, or you just don't know, I could roll a d20 for you. So let me know.
I gotta be from Andoria.
Hell
Gotta,
yes.
Gotta.
Awesome. Super easy. Love it. So, at step 2 then, being from your homeworld, you are going to choose a single value, Cassie. This value should reflect the environment and culture the character was raised within. This is a good opportunity to consider how, like, your views, like how you view Andor and being Andorian as like a culture, and how you kind of connect or don't connect to the philosophies and traditions of Andoria. So there are some sample values on each species page here. Some sample values for Andorians, Cassie, are I always repay my debts, no challenge unmet, proud child of Andoria, question my word, question my honor. And those are just sample. It could be anything that you want.
So the values are more like phrases. They're not like a specific.
Yeah, they could be phrases, but they could be a specific thing too. I like that Star Trek Adventures uses phrases. Like when I do this in Daggerheart and like I create an experience, I go something silly. Like all my experiences in the campaign that Michael and I play in right now are Disney related. So, but yeah, it could be anything you want, as long as it kind of like pertains to what we're talking about.
Can you come back to me? Can I think about it?
Yeah, totally. 100%.
Cool.
Just real quick, we'll come back to you about your value, but for your attribute, choose one of the 3 attributes to improve.
So the one of the 3 that were already improved by my
yes,
base?
correct. Yeah, increase one of those by 1.
I'll go with control. So I'm at 9 for control.
Awesome. You're also going to do this for department right now, and it's your choice of command, security, or science. Choosing a +1 there.
Security, I guess, since we
Cool.
talked about that.
Yeah. Nice. Hawk, we'll move to you and come back to Cassie later about her value. Cool. So same exact thing, Hawk.
Yeah.
You're going to choose a value. Mm-hmm. You're going to add to one of your attributes that your character species already improved, and you're going to do the same thing to department. Some sample values for. Oh well, actually, first we actually need to choose your environment. So do you know?
I want to roll for this one. So if
yeah, do you have a dice, or do you want me to roll for you?
If you could roll for me, that'd be great.
Yeah, you got it. I rolled a 17. So
Starship.
Starship or starbase?
Okay.
Do you think that vibes for your character?
Yes, let's do that.
Awesome.
Make it a star base.
Okay, cool. So on a starship or starbase, the character grew up in space, traveling aboard or living aboard a space station or starbase. While they're unlikely to have lived aboard a military or Starfleet vessel, only some of them carry families. Many freighters, transports, and other civilian vessels have a tradition of family or generational crews, and many officers or families take postings to star bases rather than the ships. And we know from Vulcans, they have a lot of bases, including ones that were spying on the Andorians. So this kind of works. Those raised in space learn the ins and outs of shipboard life as children, and many are groomed for leadership or learn to fly a shuttle in their formative years. So again, you're going to choose a and Hawk. I'm sorry, because you're on a starbase, I screwed that up. We're going to go back to your attributes and departments in a second because I gave you the wrong options. Okay.
Okay.
For Vulcan, some of your sample values on the page are logic is the beginning of wisdom, not the end, which is a famous quote from Spock.
Yep.
Nothing that is unimportant. And another one from Spock, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few or the one.
Let's go for number 2.
Nothing that is unimportant. Hell yeah. I like it. Yeah, so you can go ahead and put that in your values on your sheet if you'd like. And then for your attributes, you're going to choose one of the following, having grown up on a starbase, either control or insight.
Let's do insight. So for an extra +1.
Yeah. And just make sure you remove the one that you chose before if you chose any yet. That's my bad.
Okay. No, I haven't chosen any. So yeah. Okay.
Cool. Awesome. And then your department will go up by 1 as well. You could choose from command, con, or engineering.
Since we're on a ship, the Birmingham, let's go with engineering.
Heck yeah. Love it.
Okay.
Awesome. Cassie, are you ready or do you want me to go to Michael?
I'm ready. 1 link in a chain.
Ooh. Very nice. Love it. Michael, back to you. Where are we doing for our environment?
So I was kind of going back and forth a little bit, but I think it would make sense for Greco. He was raised on a starbase.
Starbase. Cool. So same exact thing. We'll go over your bloop. We'll go over your attributes in a second. Some of the sample values for humans are, I believe in what the Federation stands for, or at this point, not the Federation, but United Earth. Or the Coalition. Learn something new every day. We are stronger together. Seek out new life and new civilizations.
So I actually have one that I kind of created some of these because, like you said in the beginning, I wasn't trying to intentionally go dark, but I figured given this is kind of like, you know, like that movie and everything else. So one of the values that I have is never forget where you came from.
Love it. Hell yeah. Let's go with that. And then same thing as Hawk, you're going to choose from either control or insight for your next attribute increase.
I am going to increase control.
Awesome. And then how about your department? Same thing, command, con, or engineering.
Let's go with command.
Command. Awesome. Sweet. Any questions about your upbringing or environment, I should say? Sorry, not upbringing. We're about to go to upbringing. Yep. All right. Step 3 is, like I just said, your upbringing. So the nature of a person's family and their surroundings as they grew up. So you can choose from an agricultural or rural upbringing, an artistic and creative upbringing, business or trade, diplomacy and politics, science and technology, Starfleet or military. And then on a random table, if you want me to roll, a 19 or 20 would be roll again or choose. Cassie, we are back to you.
Military upbringing.
Military upbringing. Got it. So on a military upbringing, the character's family may have had a strong tradition of naval service with at least one member of the family in every generation serving their people in this way. Perhaps both the character's parents served in the military who met in the service. Either way, the character's formative years were influenced by a military life. And one of the great examples in here, this is normally refer to Starfleet, but in many, just as easy apply to something like the Andorian Imperial Guard.
That's me.
If the character accepted this, okay. So this is where the game gets a little fun. Did Tras'ick accept this upbringing, or did they rebel against it?
I feel like she accepted it. I feel like maybe the journey of this one shot is her maybe not accepting things blindly for the first time.
Hell yeah. If you accepted it, then increase you increase your control by 2 and your fitness by 1.
Okay.
And then for your department and focus and talent. So increase any one of your departments now by 1.
I guess I'll go with command +1.
Cool. I need a bookmark. Tendi, you're going to be a bookmark. Come here, Tendi. All right. Because we are going to go to...
quick question.
I am here for it.
I know that attributes start with 7 and add up. Do departments also start with 7 and add up? Or are we just adding
No,
+1?
departments start... Each department should have started at 1.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, for Starfleet and military, you chose your next department focus. So now you're going to get a focus. Your focus should relate to your connection to the Andorian Imperial Guard, covering skills that kind of like you learned during the your formative years, like astronavigation, composure, extravehicular activity, hand-to-hand combat, phasers, small craft, protocol, history. I also have a ton of if you do have the book, the PDF in front of you, there are also a ton of sample focuses on page 94 and 95. And again, these don't have to be used. You can come up with something as well.
Oh my goodness, there's so many.
So many.
I'm going to say fleet formations under security.
Hell yeah.
Can I do
Absolutely.
Okay.
You may. And then finally, you are going to gain a talent. So you gained a focus, and now you're going to gain a talent. Talents are additional benefits a character possesses, defining areas of specialty that the advantage of their personal approach to circumstances and other decisive abilities. These take the form of a bonus, like an extra D20, rerolls, bonus momentum, etc. Character talents are listed starting on page 149.
I'm going to go with self-reliant because I have an 11 control.
Okay, is that under general?
General talents
Yes,
is on page 2.
Very cool. All right, we are going to move back to Hawk. Hawk, upbringing.
Let's see. Hold on. Let's go back to this page here. I do want to roll for this.
Okay.
Let's see. Yeah, okay.
All right, I will roll. That is a 13 on the die, which would be science and technology.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Perfect. For engineering.
Sweet. So yeah, your home was filled with the potential of science and cutting edge developments were familiar ground. Again, just like I asked Cassie, did your character accept or rebel against this upbringing?
I'm going to say accepted.
Heck yeah. Since you accepted this, increase your control by 2.
Okay.
And your control, so control by 2 and your reason by 1.
Okay. Which makes it a +2.
Awesome. Now, you can choose your department increase for either con, engineering, science, or medicine.
Let's do engineering then for 1 plus 1.
Cool. Yep,
Okay.
plus 1. And then your focus should relate to fields of study and inquiry. So astrophysics, astronavigation, computer, cybernetics, power systems, genetics, physics, etc. And again, you can find more focuses on 94 and 95.
Okay. I'm going to go with power systems.
Power systems.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Love it. And then same thing, you will gain a single talent.
I kind of like backup plans.
That is a very fun feature that Michael has chosen in both of our campaigns. Well, not chosen in the starter campaign, but has now for Lieutenant Hawk in the Cries of Mars.
Almost was going to be 3 times, but now I need to pivot here.
You can still choose it. That'd be great to have 2 people with backup. That'd be wild. Love it. Okay. Awesome. We are, I think, good for you, Hawk. We chose your department, focus, and talent as up your attributes. So we will go back to Michael. Michael, what are you thinking for your upbringing?
I'm going to go with a military brat, so Starfleet or military.
Got you. So same thing as Cassie. Did you accept this or rebel against it?
I accept it.
Okay. So your control by 2 and your fitness by 1.
Okay, it brings my control to an 11 and fitness to 8.
Awesome. And then go ahead and increase any one department rating by 1.
Okay, we're going to beef up security, so that moves to a 2.
Awesome. And then your focus. Again, astronavigation, composure, extravehicular activity, hand-to-hand, any of the sample focuses on page 94 or any that you've come up with.
I am going to go with ship engagement tactics.
Hell yes. Love it. Nice. That's actually a great combination for you two because you have fleet formations and then tactics. Like, oof. Loving the synergy. Loving it. Hell yes. And then have you chosen a talent? I know that you were going to go backup plans.
I was. I'm going to go a different one, I think. All right. I think I'm going to choose Dauntless. This is one I've never picked before. Whenever another character attempts to intimidate or threaten you, you may suffer 2 stress to ignore their attempt.
Oh, I like that quite a bit and thematically on point. Dope.
Nice.
Nice. Good.
Hawk making me go outside my comfort zone.
That's the plan. I like it. All right. Cassie, we are back to you, and we are now on step. Any questions about step 3 before we move on to step 4? Awesome. We are going career path. Obviously, these are for Starfleet, but can I think it can be for any. This is very human centric. And I'm wondering what we do. Oh, well, you're transferred to Starfleet though, right? So, okay, so this works then. Your options are officer, enlisted, intelligence, diplomatic corps, and then civilian, physicist, physician, scientist, official, or trader. But I think you're an officer.
Yeah, I would assume.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna go Starfleet officer, and then your division. I also assume. Are you like? I think I read in your background. You don't want a command of your own.
No. I was kind of envisioning my background as Andoria asked at the start of, all of things, if there were any volunteers to kind of represent Andorian interest in Earth operations, I guess, because we're not Starfleet yet. And I volunteered and probably wouldn't have risen up if we were not at wartime.
Got it.
But because I have a background in the military and security, I kind of have risen up a little bit.
So The options here stink a little bit because like it's not like thematically great. It's your options for your division are command, operation, or sciences, just like what's available on a ship. So
I guess command.
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. I know it kind of stinks.
Maybe I just reluctantly took command. What else
right.
was commanding? I don't know.
Right. Okay, so on the command track, you are going to take the trait Starfleet officer, and I should apologize. It wasn't the Federation yet in the Enterprise era. Starfleet did exist. Like it was Starfleet that Archer and the Enterprise were on. It was just not the Federation yet. It was United Earth.
I should know that because I'm an Enterprise fan, but
you should. No, I'm kidding.
Didn't.
So you gain the trait Starfleet officer, which I believe is you will gain another single value, which should reflect some aspect of the character's beliefs that developed during your time, not at Starfleet Academy, obviously, but whichever academy you attended on Andoria. Some of the examples on here are I'd give my life for you, you give your life for me, and nobody gets left behind. The Picard line, the first duty of every Starfleet officer is to the truth. The Prime Directive is there to remind us that we are not gods and should not act like them.
I like no one gets left behind.
Sweet.
Okay.
And then because you went with this track, you are going to gain 3 points, which can be split between 2 or 3 of your attributes. You can contribute. You could do 1 each, or increase one by 2 and one other by 1. And you are welcome to do this for this stage freely.
Okay, and it's any attributes, not the original 3.
Correct. Any attributes.
I'm gonna add 1 to insight, so that's gonna bump me up to 8. I'm gonna add another to daring, so that'll bump me up to 9. And I'll add 1 to reason, so that'll bump me up to 8.
Nice. Cool. And then you have to choose for your departments either command or con. And then that department is increased by 2.
I guess command.
Okay.
So now I'm at 4 command.
Okay. And then you select 2 other departments. These would be your minor subjects, whichever you studied when you were becoming a military officer, which are increased by 1 each. And just a note, you cannot have a department higher than a 4 at this stage in character creation.
Okay. So I will do +1 to medicine because I feel like I probably learned some field medicine.
Cool.
In my military career, and I'll do another +1 to security. So now I'm at 3 security.
Sweet. And then you are going to select 3 focuses, at least one of which should relate to your character's chosen track. Though I think thematically, I'm going to say don't do this because you were kind of thrust into this position. So I would say choose 3, but one of them does not have to relate to your character's chosen track.
All right, what page is
94 are the sample focuses again.
Ship lockdown procedures.
Ooh, nice. Good thematic one there.
All right. And how many did I get? 3?
Yeah, 2 more.
Okay. Torpedoes.
Torpedoes.
And then let me just get a random one. Team dynamics.
Nice. Very cool. Awesome. And then finally, you'll gain another talent. So I believe 149 they start on.
Collaboration.
Nice.
All right.
What's that under?
It just is it's at the very bottom of 149.
Cool. That's awesome. Very cool. Good stuff. Okay. We are going to move on 2, I believe that is it for your track. Yes. Hawk,
Yes.
what are we going for your career path?
Ooh, let me see. Where are my options on this?
Page 120.
120.
And I can tell them to you. Starfleet officer, Starfleet enlisted, Starfleet intelligence.
Should we roll for this or no?
You tell me. I will say that you are going the more engineering and like, are you an officer? Is this kind of another like Cassie, like an exchange type of deal?
I'm thinking that this early on in the history and that it's got to be an exchange program, right?
So yeah, and are you coming from being an officer as well in the Vulcan Science Expedition, or?
Let's say officer Vulcan Science Expedition.
Okay, so for the reasons of the game, we'll go the Starfleet. See, that's interesting. So we'll do Starfleet. So that'll be Starfleet officer again, and then are you command operations or sciences? Operations would be like engineering or that kind of area. Sciences are like more like Spock and to pull what they were doing in those 8. Yeah.
Let's go operations.
Operations. Awesome. Okay. For operations, you are going to gain again the trait, Starfleet officer. If you want to write that on your sheet as like exchange from Vulcan Science, like you could do that. I don't have a problem with that. And then you are going to gain a single value, which should reflect some aspect of your beliefs that developed during your times at the Vulcan Science Academy. Examples include get it done right for the first time. Sometimes you just have to improvise. By the book isn't worth much in practice. Those are very human-centric. So if you want to come up with one that's Vulcan or choose one from the sample, those are focuses, sorry, values, you can.
Okay. Since I'm going engineering, I'm going to pick I fix what is broken.
Love it.
Okay.
Nice. Okay. I fix what is broken is a good one. So just like before, now you're going to gain 3 points in your attributes, Hawk. Split between 2 or 3. You can choose to up 1 each or choose increase one by 2 and the other by 1. And again, just like Cassie, you can choose these freely.
Okay. I'm going to do a +1 to reason, which makes it a +3.
Okay.
So that's 3 now. I'll add another one to insight, which will make it a +2. And then for the last one, I'm going to up control to +4.
Cool.
Okay.
And then you're going to select either engineering or security as your major. This would be increased by 2.
Okay.
And none of your departments can be higher than a 4 at this stage.
Okay. So if I choose to mainly focus on engineering, I can bring that +1 up to a 3.
Yep.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, done.
And then you'll choose your 2 minors. That'll go up by a +1 each.
Okay. Out of command, con, security.
Yep. Your departments. Yep.
1 for science.
Okay.
So +1 on science. And let's do +1 on con.
Cool.
Okay.
And then now you're going to select 3 focuses. And definitely, I think in this case, one of which should definitely relate to your chosen track for engineering.
Okay.
So some examples are computer, cybernetics, electroplasma, power systems, espionage, hand phasers, hand-to-hand combat, etc. Again, sample focuses are on 94.
94. Electroplasma systems is kind of jumping out at me.
Cool.
Yep.
I love it. All right, that's 1.
Like imaging equipment.
Okay.
Let's go with subspace mechanics for the last one.
Cool.
Okay, got it.
Cassie, after session 0, because I just realized in the 23rd Century Campaign Guide, there are new player options, and I forgot to think about it at the beginning. There's like a specific environment option for Andoria.
Oh.
So I don't know like how much it would screw up what you've already done if you wanted to go back and do it. But we can if you'd like after or
Well, we can
during.
look at it and
Okay.
see.
Cool.
Okay, cool.
I'll come back to you then. And then Hawk, for your last bit, you chose your 3 focuses. You're going to gain another talent, which start on 149.
Okay.
And just like I told Cassie, there's specific ones for general, species, security, engineering, etc.
Could come in it. Let's try self-reliant then.
Awesome. All right. And that is it for you for now. We are going to move on to Michael. What are you thinking for your career path?
I'm going to be officer in the operations command track.
Operations as well. Awesome. So literally everything that we just went through with Hawk, you gain the trait Starfleet officer, and then gain a single value, which should again reflect some aspect of your belief that develops during your time at the academy.
Well, I had one in mind, but it wouldn't really be more so my time at the academy. It's kind of more reflecting my experience. So like, I don't know if I can go with that one or if I should just hold off and then just pick like a different one.
Totally your call. I personally don't mind if you decide it's not necessarily something from the academy and something else. Yeah, totally your call.
Okay, cool. Because I think thematically this would work really well. I have sometimes mercy is stronger than firepower.
Hell yes. Love it.
Cool.
And I think that, I mean, listen, thematically, that is something you would learn at the academy, even if your captain was like, why'd you do that? I think that is something that they hopefully teach. Cool. And then we are going to do the same thing. You can update your attributes freely here, up to 3 points, 2 in one department, or and then 1 in another, or each one by 1.
I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just up insight, presence, and reason by 1.
Cool.
So insight's going to be a 9, presence will be a 9 now, and reason will be 8.
Okay. Cool. And then we are going to do the same thing. Department, either engineering or security, bring that up by 2.
Okay, security is going to go up by 2, so that will now be a 4.
And just to make a note, cannot be higher than a 4, so that's perfect. And then increase any other 2 by 1 each.
I'm going to do engineering and con. So now engineering will be a 2 and con will be a 2 as well. Okay,
awesome. And then your focuses, so like 3 focuses, definitely should relate to your chosen track. Again, kind of like security, security related, engineering related.
So going last has its perks because I've been like kind of working in the background here. So I have targeting systems, evacuation procedures, and security systems.
Okay, awesome. Good stuff. Sweet. That is the end of career path. we're going to come back to you, Cassie, anyway, for the next step, but did you get a chance to look at that? What are you thinking?
It feels too complicated to me to try to change stuff, so I'll just keep it how we are and then keep rocking and rolling.
Awesome.
Something for next time.
Yeah. All right. I believe we are done with choosing your career path.
Oh, Julian, do I need to pick another talent?
I'm sorry, I totally blanked on talents. Yes, you do need to choose another talent.
I think I'm going to go with, because now my security is a 4, so I'm going to go with something that's a little bit more security specific. I mean, just in case we get into combat, I think quick to action, which is during the first round of any combat, you and your allies may ignore the normal cost to keep the initiative.
Hell yeah. Okay. Love it.
Yeah.
Cool. All good to move on to step 5? All right. This is your experience. So kind of goes based on your age, how long you've been in the service. Your options for experience are novice, experienced, or veteran. Cassie, what are we thinking here?
Well, I'm probably, my character is mid-30s. I feel like Andorians go into the military pretty early. That's kind of the lore. So not a novice, but I don't know if I would label myself, all the way up
Veteran.
top.
Yeah.
So maybe
So
just in the middle.
Cool. So experienced. So go ahead and choose any value that you want. There's obviously the sample ones or one that you can choose freely from your brain.
These values are kicking my ass. I don't know
It's
why
hard.
I'm having so much trouble
Well,
with them.
you know what's really funny? Like, whenever folks do character creation, whether it's Star Trek Adventures or Daggerheart, the hardest thing that people always have trouble with is choosing either their values or, in Daggerheart's case, their experiences, because it's like a little bit like more free-flowing, something that you need to like really think about.
You're only as strong as the person next to you.
Love it. Heck yes. And then you get to choose one more talent.
I guess I'll go with Dauntless because the others I want have requirements I can't.
Cool. All right. And that is it for experience. There's another part in step 6 that kind of goes along with those, but we'll get there in a second. Hawk, what are you thinking for your experience?
Yeah. I'm gonna say experienced.
Okay. So again, you'll gain a value, which you can choose freely from either the sample values or on page 96, or just come up with one freely from your brain.
Technology is simpler than people.
Love that. We will come back to you for career events in a little bit. And Michael, what about you?
All right, I'm going to go veteran.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I did to Hawk what I did to you earlier. You also get to choose one more talent.
Let's see. Quick survey. At the start of the scene, you immediately ask one question, and as if you had spent one memento. The answer can only provide information that you could obtain in your own senses. I'm going to try quick survey.
Quick survey. Awesome. Love it. Very cool. All right. Sorry, Michael. What were you choosing?
Oh, that's okay. I think I'm going to go veteran.
Veteran. Okay.
Because I've been in it for a while.
Yep. Hell yes. I'm here for it. Go ahead. And so your value must reflect your years of experience and the beliefs that kind of formed over your long career.
So this one is going to be never again will I watch my friends die for nothing.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect. And then go ahead and choose another talent for me.
I think I like...
You know what? I'm sorry.
Hold that thought.
You, I believe, have to choose the veteran talent requirement if you're okay with that.
Oh, okay. Where is that located?
It's actually on 128, and I'll read it to you. You're wise and experienced and draw upon inner reserves of willpower and determination in a measured and considered way. Whenever you spend determination, roll a d20. If you roll equal to or less than your control rating, you immediately regain that point of determination. If you are Starfleet or military, you hold a rank of at least Lieutenant Commander or an enlisted rate of at least Chief Petty Officer.
Oh. Okay, that's cool. I'll take that.
All right, sweet. So yeah, it is called, the trait is called, the talent is called Veteran.
So then I would be a Lieutenant Commander now.
At least you would be a Lieutenant Commander or a Commander.
Okay. Awesome.
I mean, you're not the captain, but I would say Veteran also would include Captain.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'll go with Lieutenant Commander.
Okay, awesome.
Sweet.
All right, let's go to, this is where things get, there's a lot of options. So turn your pages to 128. Cassie, we're going to come back to you. We are going to do career events. There are a lot. If it's
Lord.
If it's a lot, I can roll for you. And if you want to choose one, you can absolutely choose one as well. But the random table is at the bottom of 128.
All right, let me get there. Scroll.
As you're getting there, these are very pivotal moments in your character's life. We are going to do this twice.
Required to take command feels
Heck yeah.
point for me.
Accurate.
Yeah.
Okay. So required to take command during a mission, a crisis left the mission's leader unable to lead. This required the character to take command, something they may not have been prepared for. With this, you will gain a +1 to your daring.
All right, so we're at 10 now.
And you will add a +1 to your command.
I'm already at 4.
I believe it was just at that stage. So okay. I think because that was only at step 3 or 4 or 5 or 4 that you had the, limit. But I think you can be at a 5 now.
Okay.
It cannot go above that though. And then you're going to get into focus, and the suggestions on here for focuses are inspiration or composure.
I'll go with composure.
Cool. Awesome. We are going to do this twice. I'm going to go through everybody once, and then we'll go another round. Hawk, to you, your career events.
Yes. I'm going to roll on this one.
Ooh, all right.
Yeah.
Ooh, that is a 6.
6. Death of a friend. Whoa.
I believe that's a Billie Eilish song.
Yes, it is.
Okay, Death of a Friend, Dark. You were going to add a +1 to your insight.
Okay, so that'll make it +3. Yep.
And then a +1 to your medicine.
Okay. All right.
And then for a focus suggestion here, counseling, but it also may represent a skill or pursuit the character takes up in their fallen friend's memory. Do you have an idea of how that friend fell? Would it be something along those lines or something else?
It's got to be an engineering accident, right?
Yeah, right.
You represent a skill or pursuit the character takes up. Okay. Maybe troubleshooting because the tragedy of it and that. Maybe double check everything.
Love it.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. Troubleshooting for focus.
Cool. Very cool. And Michael.
I'm going to go with new battle strategy. In combat with a hostile force, the character devised a new strategy or tactic.
Sweet. Very cool. That'll be a +1 to your daring.
Okay, which is now an 8.
And a +1 to your security.
Okay, I'm now maxed out at 5 for security.
Okay. All right. And then focus suggestions for you are combat tactics or hazard awareness.
I'm going to go with, I think, hazard awareness because I have a lot of tactical stuff already.
Cool. Nice. Sweet. Cassie, we're back to you for your second career event.
Oh, goodness. All right. Let me see.
I would say also for each of you, try to avoid one that is going to up one of your maxed out departments.
I'm going to say betrayed ideals for a superior. Oh, no,
okay.
I can't do that because I already have 5 command.
Yeah.
JK. All right. Called out a superior. Awesome.
So you'll add a +1 to your reason.
Reason is now a 9. And +1 to con, right?
Yep.
So my con is now a 2.
Cool. And then some suggestions here are Uniform Code of Justice, History. I would say Starfleet. I don't know if this was a Starfleet superior called out or not, but Starfleet Protocol or Andorian Protocol, like Andorian Imperial Guard Protocol.
I'll go with
favorite.
Andorian Imperial Guard Protocol.
Cool. Awesome.
Where do we put that?
Under your focuses. Hawk, back to you.
Yeah, so I'm going through here. kind of like the breakthrough or invention.
Okay.
Okay,
Cool.
so let's do that. So attribute is +1 to any. So I might throw.
Is that going to mess up is your engineering at 5 yet?
My engineering is at +3.
Oh, cool. Perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, 1 +1 to any attribute.
Okay, so I'm gonna raise my reason up to a +4.
Okay.
Engineering is
+1.
+4. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
And then some suggestions are experimental technology, invention, or improvisation for focus.
Let's do improvisation.
And then this is one of the unique ones where you actually, and you can come up with it on the fly now and think about it or come back to me later, but you gain the trait, you may be given the trait inventor of whatever you may have invented.
Right.
Yeah. So not something we need to come up with now, but if a light bulb goes off, let me know while we're recording.
Okay.
Cool. And then finally, back to you, Michael. What are we doing?
I think I'm going to go with betrayed ideals for a superior.
Okay, awesome. So it'll be a +1 to presence.
Which is now 10. And
And
my commands moves up to 3.
Cool. And then focus suggestions are persuasion, inspiration, or investigation.
I think I'll go with investigation.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Okay, friends, we are at the finishing touches of character creation. Yay. Cool. So, we're just going to do this all together right now. You each receive one final value. It could reflect the career events that you just chose from. It could be a relationship connected to a character, another member of the crew. Yeah, something like that.
All right, mine is going to be the price of hesitation is measured in lives.
Hell yes.
Ooh, that's good.
Nice.
Mine's going to be space really wants us dead.
So true. Good one.
Measure twice, cut once.
Oh, goosebumps. Damn.
My brother, the carpenter, would really respect that.
I love that. That's awesome. Okay. Sweet. So just as we go down to our attributes and departments, make sure you don't have any above 12. I'm going to have one at 12. Does anybody have any above those limits right now? Awesome. Same exact thing for departments. Does anybody have one at above a 5?
Nope.
Sweet.
No.
Okay. Everybody should have 6 focuses.
6, okay.
Yep, 6.
Yep, 6 here.
And everybody should have 3 talents.
Yep.
Awesome. All right. Math time, friends.
Oh.
Added together, everybody's attributes should equal 56.
Oh, Lord, let me break out the calculator.
I am missing 2. I'm at a 54.
I'm also
Okay.
at 54. I don't know what happened.
That's usually something that I missed. You should have a
Yeah,
species
I'm at-
ability, 4 values, 4 talents, and 6 focuses.
I'm at 54.
50. You're each at 54. Where did we skip a step? Okay.
Dun, dun, dun.
There it is. Each career event, it's in bold in the worst place. They should put it under the thing. Each career event increases 1 attribute and 1 department by 1 point each. So there's your 2 points.
Oh, okay. So that for attributes, I can go to anyone?
Correct.
Okay.
All right, so and then we're also supposed to add 2 to departments because we didn't do that.
Each career event increases 1 attribute and 1 department by 1 each. So so 2 at each. Yep,
Okay.
correct.
Let me just. I'm gonna add 1 to daring, so that's at 11, and I'm gonna do control to 12.
Awesome.
So that'll be my 2 for attributes.
So attribute gets 2 points. Okay, so I put another one into insight to bring it up to +4. And I think I'm going to add a +1 to daring.
Cool.
Okay.
So, yeah, go ahead, Michael.
Oh, I was just going to say, I think I did it. I added 1 to presence, which is 11 now, and 1 to insight, which is 9.
Sweet. So that should bring everybody up to 56 now.
All right. Are we doing departments?
Yeah, and go ahead and do your departments. And just so you know ahead of time, departments should add up to 16.
All right. I added 1 to security, so it's now 4. And I'm going to add another 1 to con, so it's now 3.
Cool.
And I'll add them up to make sure that they're at 16.
Sweet.
I added 1 to con and 1 to engineering, so basically security's 5, those 3 are 3, and medicine and science are 1.
Sweet.
Adds up to 15.
16.
16. Okay, let's see. So departments start at, all departments start at 1, right?
Yep.
Okay, so 1.
For the sake of a one shot, add 1 wherever you want.
Okay. Well, okay, I'll add an extra 1 to con, which will bring it up to a +2. Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
Cool. All right. That is it for character creation. The last thing that we'll do is everybody will pick a character role. So I think some of these are pretty self-explanatory. You are the executive officer, Cassie. So you get the following role benefit from that. When an allied character in communication with you spends determination, you may spend 3 momentum, it's immediate, to enable that character to regain the spent point of determination.
Okay.
Hawk,
Yes.
what did we like? So what is your role aboard Birmingham?
Yeah, I was wondering about that. It's obviously some sort of in engineering.
Yeah.
I don't know. Definitely, it wouldn't be chief engineer, would it?
I mean, it could be. I'm just trying to figure out if it's funny because they don't have just like I'm an engineer.
Yeah.
But if you're a veteran, even if you don't think you're the chief engineer, I'm gonna give you the role benefit of chief engineer. Okay, since it's a one shot.
Engineer, chief role benefit.
You reduce the opportunity cost of engineering teams by 1 to a minimum of 0. Further, when you attempt a task to perform repairs to a starship or attempt to push the ship's capabilities beyond its normal limits, you may spend 1 momentum to re-roll a d20.
Okay.
And you could find your role benefits on page 136. And then finally, Michael.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be we talked about at the beginning, tactical officer.
Chief tactical officer, yeah.
Tactical officer.
Your role benefit. When you succeed at an attack with the ship's weapons, you may increase the damage rating of that weapon system by spending 1 momentum rather than 2. Now, this is something we're going to talk about before we start the game in a couple of weeks. We're going to do, and this is going to be for all of our Strange New Adventures game, we're actually going to change the way that space combat works a little bit. I'll explain to you in a little bit, not during our session, how damage is going to work, but I will make sure that this role benefit still gives you an advantage in space combat. Okay?
Sweet.
Cool.
Do you want
we think?
To put that, on the, where on our sheet? Does that go under the special rules?
It should just be under your character role. I think there's a slot for that.
Okay, got it.
Whew. That's character creation, friends. What did we think about that?
To be honest, I was a little intimidated last night because Cassie came so hard in the Discord and that with her imagining for a character. I was like, have I picked my guy's name yet? But this was a very fun exercise to go through. I'm learning a lot. So, really good.
Yeah. It really helped me clarify, and I feel like this is a good way to kind of start to learn how the game works and, all the different things, just getting used to it. And I also can't believe we've spent an hour and 40 minutes doing this. Time has flown.
I know. It doesn't feel like it, right? It doesn't feel like it. Yeah. Michael, you've been through the process, so...
Yeah, I mean, it's always enjoyable. I think, the first go around it was you're playing with a predetermined character. And then for Cries of Morris that was like my first opportunity to create a character from scratch. And I like this idea. This is just like a one and done, so we can go kind of as wild as we want here within the confines. So yeah, it's always a lot of fun to do it.
Awesome. Love it. How we feeling? That is a long process. Do we want to do some connection questions, or we could maybe choose one or two options? We could either do some connection questions, or we can build the Birmingham. It's totally your guys' choice. We could always do the connection questions outside of this.
I feel neutral.
Neutral's fair.
I'm leaning towards building the Birmingham.
Yeah, I think that would be.
You want to build the ship?
I think we should build the ship.
All right, let's build the ship.
I know you want to do the Daggerheart. I know you do.
No. I was with Cassie on this one. I'm neutral. I was neutral too. I do like the Daggerheart stuff, but I was neutral here. Okay. Your home amongst the stars, Starship Creation. Let's all go to page 192. And then our space frame will be on 197, which is the NX class. I will need somebody to write this down because I don't think I provided the Starship sheet. So we'll put it in a sheet when we're done today.
Okay. I can write stuff.
Cool.
Sweet, thank you.
All right. So, our time frame for the Birmingham is literally set during the Earth-Romulan War, the days and months after it. So we're somewhere in that we're in 2160. I'll say we're in 2160. Our space frame will, like I said, be on page 197, which is the NX class. Step 3, a ship's mission profile is its key parts of what distinguishes one ship of a class from her sister ships. It determines how the ship will be equipped, what facilities and personnel are assigned to it, and what kind of operations it will be expected to perform. I gotta find where the mission profiles are.
Page 212.
212. Sweet. Okay, so what are we thinking for mission profile? We have battlecruiser, crisis and emergency response, espionage and intelligence, flagship, multi-role explorer, pathfinder and reconnaissance, patrol, scientific and survey, strategic and diplomatic operations, tactical operations.
Well, I guess I have a question. Were we already close and that's why we were assigned this? Or was this like...
So I'll give away that little bit. No, Birmingham is leaving from Earth.
Oh, okay. So...
If we're leaving from Earth to go on this mission, it almost seems like either like a strategic and diplomatic or almost tactical leaning. If that's what we were, like, this is what we're doing. Could also be crisis and emergency response because we're being sent out.
There's honestly...
Or battle cruiser.
Or battle cruiser, yeah. There's a lot of different options for this.
Too many options.
Could always roll for it if we come up with numbers for each one and just roll, but if we can't decide.
Well, that's the thing. If you can't decide, pick like maybe I'd roll a d4, pick the 4 that you think are most, appropriate, and we could roll for it, or you guys can pick one.
I vote battle cruiser, but that's my one of the 4.
I think even a patrol ship kind of, at least gives us the reason we need to be out there.
I would say patrol is honestly probably not within it because this was right after the war, and most ships that were built just thematically were built for the war effort.
Gotcha. Okay.
Say maybe battle cruiser, strategic and diplomatic operations, tactical operations, and maybe, could even lean espionage intelligence as well.
Yeah.
Those could be maybe those are the 4, and
You roll.
we could pick from those or let fate decide if we can't come to a consensus.
Cool. Do you want to roll for it or do you want to pick one? It's totally up to you.
I vote roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
Roll.
Roll.
All right. D4. A 1 will be battle cruiser. A 2 will be tactical operations. A 2 will be did you say espionage and intelligence?
Yeah.
So that'll be 2. 3 will be strategic and diplomatic, and 4 will be tactical. Okay?
All right.
D4.
All right.
That is a 4, tactical operations.
Okay.
All right.
Which gives us a blade of armor, fast targeting systems, improved damage control, and improved impulse drive.
Hell yes. The tactical officer in me is like,
All right, so now we're on service record.
So now we are on service records. I just want to make sure that makes sense. Yes. Okay. So this is going to provide an additional trait for the ship, reflecting alterations, modifications made during the ship's service, as well as the effects of the ship's reputation or status. These can be found on page 216.
So our options are Aged Relic, Dependable Workhorse, Legendary, Hope Ship, Prototype, Survivor of X.
Mm.
It seems like, it's kind of drawing us to Survivor of.
Yeah, that would be my go-to.
I like that. Maybe like it came back from the Battle of Sharon and then was like, hey, we need you to go back out
Yep.
on this mission.
Perfect, honestly. Hell yes. Okay, so you gain the trait Ready for Battle. During the first round of ship combat, the game master must spend 1 additional threat to allow an enemy ship to take the first turn. So disadvantage for me. That's nice.
Nice.
Cool.
All right.
And then finally, the last step, the refits, which are detailed on page 17. Do we think... I honestly don't think that... Well... A ship receives 1 refit for every 10 years of service. And the NX class is not there, I don't think. I would say 0, no refits.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Cool.
There will be no refit.
No refit for you.
So we have traits. We'll have several traits determined during the creation process. One of these will indicate the culture that produced the ship, as well as the broad classification of the ship, Federation starship. It is a United Earth starship. And it'll come from the ship's service record if selected, which we did. So we already did that. Its systems, we are going to go with the NX class. So comms 5, computers 5, engine 6, sensors 6, structure 6, weapons 6.
Okay.
And then departments, we will go based on the type of ship she is, which is, we chose tactical. So that was on 212. Command 2, con 2, engineering 2, security 3, medicine 2, science 1.
Did we do anything with the ship's culture? You said that, but we didn't.
Oh yeah. So what is I think so. Where do we choose those? The trait, like starship traits. Is that anywhere?
Well, I mean, I'm fine with leaving it blank. I just wanted to make sure I was.
I mean, I would say that like the trait is that it's it's a warship, so like the culture is very military forward.
Okay.
And then we get to choose talents equal to its scale, which is 3. And I believe we have already... Okay, so no matter what, it has high resolution sensors. And then I believe it already has... Oh no, so we need... So some of these may be determined by the space frame, and at least one should be determined by the ship's mission profile. So tactical. So it's a 3. I said it's a 3. It's a 3. So yeah, it has high resolution sensors. Then we choose one from 2. So do you guys want ablative armor, fast targeting systems, improved damage control, or improved impulse drive?
I vote improved damage control. What do y'all think?
As an engineer, I was kind of leaning towards that. So
I'm good with that.
Cool. Improved damage control it is. And then we can choose one more on 218. There are year blocks here. So this is like enterprise area. So 22nd century.
we can always just go advanced shields.
I picked the other one, so I'm letting y'all pick this one.
Could we do it? Like, is that? I mean, I know shields wasn't really a thing. It was more of the hull plating.
There's no prerequisite here. So yeah.
We could be an advanced ship, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why we're.
So exactly, Cassie. Thematically too, like if you take it to true like Crimson Tide route, the Alabama was, I think, the most advanced nuclear submarine like at the time, and is actually a real nuclear submarine. So thematically, that kind of works again. Cool. So
I'm cool with that. Yeah.
So the
Advanced
ship's
shield.
maximum shield capacity is increased by 5, which is pretty dope. Its shields. Oh, we have to put that together after. Okay. So the ship's resistance is its scale is already a 3. Its resistance is equal to half its scale rounded up. So it would be a 2.
Okay.
Plus a bonus based on its structure as shown in the structure resistance table on page 185.
Oh my goodness.
I know. So Star Trek Adventures is crunchy.
They said you're gonna have to work for it before you like get to the good stuff. You gotta.
Yeah.
Okay, see now that's where it's. See, this is where numbers are putting me in. I don't know what I'm doing.
So the structure. What's the ship structure right now?
Structure and resistance. Let me go to the actual starships in the back and see if structure. See, structure is not a thing on here. And the NX-01 isn't there. So we have to pull this out of our ass.
Is there it says the ship's resistance is equal to half its scale round up plus a bonus as shown on the structure and resistance table. But that table just says whatever your structure is, and then you get the plus of the resistance. But where is the actual...
Right. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Doesn't make any sense. Oh! I think I got it, guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
I believe the structure is based on the scale, so how much bonus you get. So, because our ship structure is on a scale of 3 or of 6 or lower, we don't get a resistance bonus.
So that 2 is nothing,
But no,
or
see,
or it's just 2.
Man. But I don't see any starships in here. Oh my fucking god!
What?
Mark the time, 2:02 and 18 seconds.
Structure's in one of the systems that we just read off earlier.
What?
Our structure is 6. So I was right anyway. We don't get a bonus.
Oh my god.
There you go.
So our resistance is at 2. That's what we're at. It just stays there.
A ship's resistance is yes, it stays there. Yes.
Okay. All right. Yes, we did it. And by we, I mean you. Good job.
Luckily, only because I was reading the systems. Shields has maximum shields equal to its structure, which is 6, plus its scale, which is 3, and its security, which is... What did we determine for tactical?
Security is 3. So it was 3 plus 6 plus 3.
Yep.
So 12.
Plus another 5.
5, so 17.
All right. 17. All right.
And then our crew support is equal to its scale, which is 3. Weapons. We'll put all of this stuff, but we're not going to use some of it. But so for weapons, we have phase cannons.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because of the era and they were starting to be developed, we are going to actually remove spatial torpedoes and put photonic torpedoes.
Okay.
And a grappler cable.
Yeah.
Grapplers.
Grapplers.
Strength at 2 for the grapplers. The damage the weapons inflict is based on the ship's weapon score, which is a 6 plus additional factors from the weapon. So it's a 6.
Okay.
Actually, I'm sorry, that's a lie.
Dun dun dun. What is the truth?
It's going to be 7 for phase cannons,
Wait. Okay. All
and it's going to be 5 for phase cannons. Apologies. 8 for photonic torpedoes.
Does the grappler get anything, or is that just trying to
It's a 2.
claw people?
Strength 2. Yep.
Strength.
And then finally, we just determined the bridge arrangement, which it's your guys' ship. But I was honestly like, when I was envisioning this, it's a typical NX bridge like we've seen on Enterprise. With remember, like I think it was like the later seasons where they added that kind of like command center right behind the captain's chair,
Yeah.
where they could like do things, kind of like that. Does that work for everybody?
Yep.
Cool.
I'm good with that.
And our starship name is the Birmingham. NX 731.
And I'll just put all this in the Discord.
Beautiful. And that's it, friends. We did it. That's session 0.
We made it!
Wow.
We did it. Thoughts, concerns, questions, anything? That was really fun, honestly.
Go ahead, Cassie, please.
I was just going to say, I feel like this took as long as the one shot is going to take, which I'm obsessed with, but continue.
I was just going to ask for our character sheets as well as the descriptions for the drawings. Where do you want us to send that?
Discord, please. And Emcee already has Cassie's.
Okay.
Okay. I might just rewrite this out because I did it in pen and
No,
Yeah.
for sure.
Okay.
Cool.
All
Cool.
right.
The one shot, that's why I'm starting it early, just to kind of give everybody an idea. 3, see, this is my ideal table size, 3. I really like tables of 3. Don't really like to go over, even though we have 6 for Star Trek Adventures for Cries of Mars. This is a great table size. The one shot with this table size, depending on like decisions and stuff you make, I'm thinking is probably going to go like 4 hours. It could go longer, which is why we're starting nice and early. So just make sure this part will end up, but just make sure you have some good amount of time set aside so we can complete the whole thing. We'll take a break somewhere in the middle. Yeah. I'm excited.
Me too.
Me too.
Yeah.
Only one thing.
Yeah, please. All the questions.
Under rank, I just put NCO. If I'm not a traditional Starfleet officer, I went for a role of a non-commissioned officer.
I like it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Yep. Awesome.
And I put lieutenant. Is that reasonable?
I would put lieutenant commander or commander, honestly.
All right, I'll do lieutenant commander then. And looking at the sheet, there's like a space for reputation and pastimes and special rules and stuff. We're just ignoring all that, correct?
So, yeah, especially because it's a one shot. Like, if you want to come up with those things and put them in, like, you absolutely can. Reputation, you can look up in the book and kind of determine for yourself if you want.
Mhm.
And then tell me before we start. But yeah. And again, like I said, since we didn't do them here, if you guys like in the Discord want to like ask each other and like if you want to connect to each other in some way, that could be a fun little aspect of the game. So cool.
Right.
Very well. Very, very good.
Sweet.
Awesome. I cannot wait to play When the Talon Breaks with you guys. It launches live on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook Sunday, March 15th. My birthday. It's going to be so much fun. I cannot wait to GM this for you guys. This is exciting. Cool.
Very excited, very grateful we get to spend part of your birthday with you doing something fun.
Yeah, for sure.
Hope you guys have fun. I'm so excited to do this for you. We will see you on March 15th for Cassie, for Michael, for Hawk. I am your GM, Julian. Live long and prosper and keep rolling well.